Hey, it's Pete Thorn. Welcome to the studio. Hey, on all the guitar parts in that track at the beginning of the video, you heard me running my various guitars and amplification devices through this fine reactive load box right here from Two Notes. It's the Torpedo Captor X SE edition. So they came out with this custom SE edition that's limited with a certain like custom look. It's got this cool brown paint, looks pretty vintage and all that. But they also came up with a custom Dyne IR collection. So those are the impulse responses or the speaker and microphone sounds that you can only get with this box, I do believe. And in addition, they hit up some folks like me to make presets. So you can download my presets when you get one of these from the Two Notes website. And I tried to make 10 presets that were kind of unique and showed off the various, sort of interesting and unique capabilities about this load box. So like for example, when you hook it up to your computer and you open up the Torpedo remote software, you get a whole bunch of cool options for like an exciter, reverb, EQ, but that's not all. You can blend multiple microphones on the speaker cabinets, the virtual speaker cabinets. You can even do things like split the sound into kind of a stereo image and get a real wide sound. For example, on the first guitar part in that song, I used that feature. So I called the preset Tie Your Mother because it reminded me of the Queen song Tie Your Mother Down. It's got a real roomy sort of split and quite stereo guitar sound. Not like modulated stereo, but just real wide with some dimension to it. So I used that as inspiration and tried to kind of nail that tone with that particular preset. Some of my other presets feature quite a bit of the reverb, quite a bit of the exciter, some EQ. Just about all of them, I think I'm blending multiple microphones on the virtual Dyne IR speaker cabs. So I tried to really, in the 10 presets, utilize the capabilities of this box and the connected Torpedo remote software kind of to the max. So in this video, I'm going to show you some of those presets. The parts soloed outside of the mix should demonstrate that quite well, but I'll also play some more through the box and explain a little bit more about what I was going for with each preset. Let's check it out. Here we go. Alright, so I just cut my first part in the song at the beginning of the video, and for this I used my Tie Your Mother preset. It kind of has that sound going on. I love that about it. So I used for this the Voice Modern cab, which is kind of like a, I guess a modern AC30, but probably like a 90s AC30 or something like that, with blues. And I'm using the virtual Ribbon 160 and Dynamic 57 mics, both blended. And I'm using the tightness control and the space to get a bit of stereo split. And it just kind of sounds like, an amp in the room that's also got some room mics going, and you're getting this kind of a little bit of stereo image and stuff. And so I love that about it. I used the EQ a little bit to just do a bit like the most minor little bit of EQ as well. And that's all that I've got going on in this preset, really. But it's got this great slight stereo split with just a little bit of room sound going on to it, and I love it. So for this, I'm playing through my Top Hat King Royale here, which is basically like an AC30, and that's the, And I'm also using just a little bit of a woodshed compressor from Sir. But that's it. That's all you're hearing. It gives you a little bit of stereo image without having to double the parts. That's nice. So to do the next part in the song, there's a stereo pair of clean guitars that come in. I wanted a real kind of chimey sound, and I always call this is it clean? Is it dirty? Just a little bit of distortion. And for this I use the preset that's called US Big Spring Sparkle. So you can hear all the reverb. There's lots of reverb going on. 2 microphones blended, the 160 and the condenser 840 for this sound. And the cabinet is actually a little Princeton style cabinet. So it'd be a 110, kind of small, but with a big sounding spring reverb. I got a little enhancer on this, a little EQ on this preset. So I double tracked it, both with this guitar, the Stan Electro, but I used the PT-15 on one side and the Top Hat King Royale on the other side for this sound. And I played this little melody. And it's just cool, small American cabinet, reverb sound. I liked it. stereo pair of rhythm guitars with my PT-15, and I wanted just kind of a tough, kind of lightly overdriven, you know, basically 70s rock tone for this, just to kind of thicken up things, do little eighth notes in the B section. So I played a part that sounded like this. And it's kind of tucked in the track, but it just gives it some movement, you know? And so this is a preset called V3057-121 Rockin' Metal that comes in my signature presets. I'm using a bit of the enhancer, a little bit of EQ, a little bit of Studio A reverb, very little bit. And I have 121 and 57 style microphones on this, blended. And yeah, it's cool for like anything martially, you know, if you're gonna play a kind of a rock rhythm tone. You know what I'm talking about. It's got a kind of a like a bit of a nasal thing going on to it, and that's just to make it cut. If you want to kind of chill that out, you can turn off the enhancer in the preset. I'll do that right now. You can hear that smooths it out right away, but I kind of liked it when I made the preset, so just know that if you try the preset, that's where that's coming from. You just heard me toggling it on and off. So, you know, you're going to get in here and tweak these to your liking and do what you want to do for your guitar sounds. But I do hope that you try them and that if you've got a Captor, you find them useful and that you have some fun with them. For the little lead in the song, I'm playing through my PT-15 with the Klon in front. And for this, I used a sound that I normally probably wouldn't do with this amp sound, which was, the preset is called US Warm but Clear. Blonde 63 cabinet, so kind of like a, you know, a blonde Fender 212, I guess. And it just sounded really nice to me for a warm lead sound, like if somebody wanted to do, I don't know, maybe anything from Robin Ford to just something, you know, that's not Marshall. Although I'm running a Marshall-y kind of amp sound into it. I'm using a little enhancer, bit of the, I actually changed up the reverb in the preset. I added a little hall reverb. And I added a little echo in the mix. I turned that off. So right now you're just hearing the preset as it is. So this is PT-15 with a Klon in front, running into the Captor, and then I've got this preset dialed up. Nightfall mic and 421 mic blended. This is a nice sound for kind of, you know, melodic, warmer. It sounds like a Fender amp with like a tube screamer in front or something like that. And it just worked well for the part. So I hope you enjoyed my video on the Torpedo Captor X SE edition and on my custom presets that if you get one of these, you can download and use as well. I think I only hit about 5 of the presets in this video. There's 10 in total, so there's a bunch of other sounds there that you can check out. For more info, click down there in the video description below. It'll take you to more info about this load box. And also, you know, I've got my own Dyne IR package. That's all my personal cabinets that we went to Sunset Sound, the legendary Sunset Sound in LA, and made custom Dyne IRs. So there's a link to that package as well down in the video description. If you're, you know, kind of in the ecosystem, the Two Notes ecosystem, you can check out my Dyne IR cabs, I hope, and give them a listen. Hopefully you might get them, find them useful. I really like them. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your support. And please hit subscribe if you haven't hit the bell beside the subscribe. You'll get an alert every time I put out new videos. I'm Pete Thorn. Take care. Over and out.